Antino's well cleared. 3 lengths in front of the Wayne Wilson and kept going. It's all Antino, and Antino wins again. Antino from second. What a wonderful gallop.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 323, and as always is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. Now, this week we're going to have a look at our runners for both the rescheduled Magic Millions race day, now under stars, on Friday night, and also the big card at Eagle Farm on Saturday. Joining me as usual is trainer Tony Gollan. Morning, Tony. Big weekend of metro racing, brought about by recent weather conditions.
Yeah, good morning, Claire. It's been a hell of a summer, hasn't it? Storm season's really hit Queensland quite hard. Not the first time we've done this, however.
Nope.
Rescheduled a Magic Millions meeting, and hopefully we can have a very similar result. Obviously, the year skirt the law run, it was rescheduled, and I do see a lot of similarities between her and one of my runners in that race. Maybe this is a prelude into what's going to happen in the future with Magic Millions Day. Maybe we're going to see this meeting under stars in the future. Who knows? So it's going to be an exciting week, that's for sure.
Okay, now with a lot of runners to preview this week, we're going to do things a little bit differently. So let's get stuck in. Firstly, we're going to start with the Magic Millions stars on Friday night. The rail will be in the half a metre position from the 800 to the 400, and true for the remainder. The track is currently improved to a soft 6 with a promising forecast for Friday.
I always get amazed by the rail movements at the Gold Coast. It's never a straightforward procedure. No. So I'd expect we get on a good 4. Yeah, as long as they don't get storms tonight, there is a possibility. So we'll just see what the storms do down there. But this track dries with fine weather. This track improves very, very quickly. Okay,
we kick off in race 2, which is the $3 million Magic Millions 2-year-old classic over 1,200 metres at 6:03 p.m. We have La Bella Boom, who's behind us there, with Craig Williams riding, barrier 10, and Hi Barbie, Tim Clark, barrier 14, and Formula Rossa, Angela Jones, barrier 18.
Yeah, I mentioned one filly that reminds me of Skirt the Law. It's this filly here, La Bella Boom. She reminds me a lot of her. She's got a bit of a sense of timing about her. I was pretty keen through the week back up. Well, we've lost that possible advantage. However, her work here Tuesday indicates she's right up to the mark. She's drawn the best of my 3. She maps to get the right run. She's done really well this week. Worked well here on Tuesday. Formula Rossa, I'll talk about her next. She's improved nicely with the extra week. I was a bit nervous with her last week, although she can handle the wet. This week she's a lot brighter, a lot better filly than what she was. So I think the 3 weeks between runs for her is key, and I expect her to run a lot better than what she would have, I think, last Saturday. And Hi Barbie, going terrific. Really happy with her. She's a month between runs now off that atrial fib. She's nice and bright, really well. I'd expect her to step well and be prominent. Nice filly, will really appreciate good ground, and is in good order. So look, it's hard to separate my top 2. It all depends on the run they get, and I'm also a little bit nervous about how this Gold Coast track will race. I think we saw the 3 races that were there on Saturday. It raced fairly inside on speed, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to see how the track presents. I'd love to see a lovely fair surface. If we get that, I think Hi Barbie and La Bella Boom have both got outstanding chances.
Okay, then we go to race 3, which is the $1 million Magic Millions snippets over 1,200 metres at 6:35. We have Zarastro, Angela Jones riding barrier 6, Cannonball, Martin Harley, barrier 3, and Nachuno, Craig Williams, barrier 5.
Yeah, it was interesting. There's 2 of these wouldn't have took place on Saturday, so the transfer meeting certainly helped Zarastro and Cannonball. Cannonball was already scratched. Zarastro was about to go to the stewards and get him scratched. They'll run really well, all 3. Zarastro, he's an up-on-speed bully. There's good pressure in the race, but he'll certainly be up on pace, matching it with them, and he's just in really, really good shape. The improvement in him in the last 10 days, 2 weeks has been very, very noticeable. He loves his run spaced. The extra time between runs is perfect. Cannonball flying, fresh, feeling great. It's really good that he gets an opportunity now to get to the races with this track going to be, looks like it'll be close to a good 4. If it is, he's drawn well. He maps to get a very, very similar run to what he got the other day. I can't see why he won't be in the finish. And also, Natuno. What do we do with Natuno? He handles good ground, he handles wet ground. He was no favourite either way. It's all up to the start for him. He's funny, this horse. He was 4th up when he ran his best run in the winter. He's peaking to my eye in the same time. So I think I've got 3 really good chances in what's a very open snippets. I don't see it as cut and dry as maybe what the market sees it. I think it's a really good race. What I do see is a lot of pressure on. So, possibly it may set up for a Cannonball and a Natuno that'll sit just off speed.
Then we go down to race 7, which is the 1.5 million Magic Millions Cutest Open over the 1300 metres, and we have Hidden Wealth with Tommy Berry riding barrier 14 and Skirt the Law Craig Williams barrier 12.
Yeah, unfortunately we lost our third representative to an injury, so the week setback didn't help him. Skirt the Law, nice filly, nice mare. I would like to see her finish race off a touch better going into the 1300. She probably needs the right sort of run, and I don't know back on if the track is a good 4. I think she may be just better with a bit of cut and ground. She worries me a smidgen. Hidden Wealth, he doesn't worry me at all. Nice horse. Barrier doesn't concern me. I still think he'll get across and get into exactly the same position he'd get to off a low draw. There looks to be an out-and-out leader, and he looks to find that second position quite comfortably. Then it's a matter of Tommy getting him into the race. He's a fantastic rider, knows the horse very, very well and what he can do. So Hidden Wealth will be my leading chance there, and I think he's very hard to beat.
Okay, now on to Eagle Farm on Saturday. The rail will be in the 1 metre position. The track is currently a soft 5 with a medium chance of showers on race day.
Yeah, the track will be a good 4, unless you get a stack of rain on the day. This track's in good nick. We galloped on it on Tuesday and had just the cushion out of it. It was just beautiful, and that's after 150 mil of rain. So you're looking at a firm good 4 here. Okay,
we start in race 2, which is the benchmark 78 handicap over the 2,200 metres. Habiba will run 56 kilos. Angela Jones, barrier 3. She's paying $7.50 and $2.70 for the place.
Very fit, very healthy. Would appreciate a wet track. She won't get that, I don't think, at Eagle Farm. So, but she's in good nick. I just thought she jarred up really badly the other day. We've had a month between runs. Her action's terrific. Her stride length's great. Really happy with her. I've done a couple of things different with the way we train her, and hopefully she'll relax better. The other day she's pulled far too hard through the first half of that race. If she can relax, she's certainly up to the grade. Okay, then we go to race 3, which is the benchmark 70 handicap over the 1,000 metres. We'll have 2 runners. We'll start with Blue Spinel, who'll carry 59.5 kilos with Emily Lang's 2 kilo claim, and she'll jump from barrier 6. She's paying $10 to win and $3.20 for the place. Brilliant chance in the race. Dropped her back in grade, back in distance. Maps to get a beautiful run with the claim. Gets in well. There looks to be enough pressure. She probably just finds the back of that pressure, and that's where you want to be with that 1 metre rail. They'll be certainly coming off fence at Eagle Farm. I think she's very, very well placed. Second runner we have in this race is Hurt So Good, 61.5 kilos. Jimmy Orman on board, barrier 17, and he is paying $5.50 to win and $2 for the place. Rides the horse well, knows him well. We'll ride him back in the second half of the field. He'll be right back. He'll be probably near the rear, to be honest, off his draw. But it's only 12 runners. They'll pressure along, and he can really find the line ridden quite over 1,000. He can run well. I'm just not sure if he can give Blue Spinel a start and get her down, but he can run very well. So Blue Spinel on top? Blue Spinel goes on top. I just think she maps beautifully, and she's been dying to go back in trip and get to this grade. I'd be very forgiving of the second up run. I thought she raced a bit flat off that first up run. Okay, race 4 is the benchmark 90 handicap over the mile. Cronenberg runs in this, 58 kilos. Jimmy Orman riding and jumping from barrier 10, and he is paying $2.70 to win and $1.45 the place. Going terrific, down in weight, a touch, up in grade, but not so much, to be honest. And back on good ground. He loves good ground. His last run was terrific. So I think the horse is in brilliant condition. Back to the miles, ideal for him. It's his pet distance. He races forward to the speed. Orman knows him really well. The negative is that 1 metre rail position. He'd like to be at Eagle Farm when that rail's out 6 or plus. So he'll have to just come off that fence in the straight. Once he finds it, he tends to want to lay in on it. That's my only negative on him. But the horse is in very, very good order, and this is definitely the right race for him. Okay, we go to race 5, which is the benchmark 80 handicap over 1,200 metres. We'll have 3 runners. First one is Pizarro, 60.5 kilos. Jimmy Orman riding, barrier 8, and he is paying $11 to win and $3.60. It's a good kick-off point for him either this week or next week. I think I'm going to ride him forward, I think. I've been riding him back all last prep, and in his jump outs and trials this time in, he's really enjoying getting up and bowling up on the bunny, and I've given him 2 or 3 this time back in, and I'm really happy with him. Horse looks great, feels great. I want to change his racing pattern up a little bit. There's a lot of speed here, but I think he'll sit close to it and he'll be good at the end. Typhoon Tavi will carry 56.5 kilos with Emily Lang's 2 kilo claim. She'll jump from barrier 3, and she's paying $8 to win and $2.90 the place. She's busting to win. Much better run the other day. She's better again into this. This is the best I've had her all preparation. It just took me a while to get her into decent condition this time in. She looks super. Yep, she does. I see her racing up on speed. There is a bit of pressure in the race, and that's just the way that the race is going to be run, but I think she can sit up and absorb pressure and be really hard to beat here. I like her in this race. Third runner is set to shine, 57.5 kilos, Angela Jones, riding her and jumping from barrier 7, $7.50 to win at the moment and $2.70 for the place. We'll run terrific, we'll improve off it, and we'll get better when she gets out over a little bit further. How are you going to split those 3? I think Typhoon Tavi's ready to win. Okay.
Race 6 is the Class 2 plate over 1200 metres. We have About To Explode carrying 60 kilos with Angela Jones riding him, and from barrier 8 he's paying $6.50 at the moment and $2.40 a place.
Yeah, really good chance in the race. Loves the big track. Going to get the right run to midfield here. I think he looks really well placed. Open race. I think he's very hard to beat.
Race 7 is the cutest 3-year-old handicap over 1200 metres. We have 2 in this. Out of Control is the first one, 56.5 kilos. Angela Jones riding barrier 16. Out of Control is paying $31 to win and $8.
He'll need the run. We're riding back. He'll go back in the second half of the field and run on. He'll be better when he gets to 1400 in a mile. Yeah, not ready yet. Look for him out over further.
Okay, Surprise Honey's the second one, 54 kilos with Emily Lang's 2 kilo claim. She has drawn barrier 1 and is paying $7.50 to win and $2.70 the place.
Going to get the run of the race, isn't she? She'll just jump well. I want to ride her just off speed, just hit in behind them, then come to the right part of the track. I put a run the other night at the night meeting at the Gold Coast. It was very good. Obviously the form out of that race is quite strong. It was a strong race. I think waiting for this race, ridden in a similar pattern, just in behind them, and coming out, I think she's a very good chance. She's not a one-trick pony. She used to always be up on speed leading. I think she's just better back a pair or two.
Okay.
Really good chance for each way.
Okay, race 8 is the benchmark 78 handicap over the mile. Torabella runs in this, carrying 57.5 kilos using Emily Lang's 2 kilo claim. She'll jump from barrier 14 and is paying $4.60 to win and $1.95.
Yeah, not sure whether I've got this right or wrong. I had her in 2 races, 1400, maybe the distance is better. She's won 2 at the mile, so I've gone back to it. This is definitely the easier race. We just got to get it right in the run. She's just a bit tricky because she can go a little bit keen. I don't want to be vulnerable late, but she's certainly I think she's the class horse in this race.
Okay, then we go down to race 9, which is the Class 6 plate over 1400 metres. Tenzing will run 58.5 kilos. Angela Jones riding barrier 16, and he is paying $23 to win and $7 for the place.
Jumped out of the ground the last 3 weeks. His work's been super. I think he's in for a really good prep. Worried about him first up, however. Top 5-6 finish, I'm happy with that. I don't think he can win the race from where he's drawn, but he can run well. I think second, third up over the mile, he'd be thereabouts.
Okay, race 10 is the benchmark 70 handicap over the 1400 metres. Boom Shot runs 59.5 kilos. Jimmy Orman riding. Great barrier in 20, and he is paying $4.20 to win and $1.65 for the place.
Good thing is it's a good start and the rail is in low, so horses will be getting home to the centre. He'll be somewhere in the second half of the field. I think better ridden quiet anyway, and gets a chance to run into the race. My only query I've said it heaps of times with him is the strong at the end of that 1400. I think the more patient we ride him, the better he'll be late. He's in really good nick. Definitely the right race for him. I think Orman's a very good booking. He knows the horse well.
He does. Okay, we are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Firstly, who is your best winning chance at Magic Millions under the Stars race day?
Oh, look, I think I could easily go with Hidden Wealth in the cutest. He's probably my best chance, but I got a real liking. This filly here is a 2-year-old Barbie Formula Rossa.
Okay. And your best winning chance at Eagle Farm on Saturday?
I'm going to go Blue Spinel.
Blue Spinel?
I think back in grade, back in trip. She worked super here Tuesday. I'm going to stick with her early up.
And your best each way chance?
Hard to go past Typhoon and Tavi or Surprise Honey. Could easily have had them as my best chance. About To Explode as well. I think we've got a really good team in, and I think Eagle Farm will race. I know what I'm going to get there, in my opinion. I think we'll be racing off fence in the straight. I wish I knew what I was going to get at the coast.
And your best at the provincials, we've got the Sunshine Coast on Friday and Gatton on Sunday.
Sunshine Coast 9 metre rail. I think it's just yuck. So I'm not going to tip too much there, but I like Risk Assessment. I think it's going super. Blinkers on, first time. I think her work in them has been brilliant. So I'll go with her on Sunday.
Okay. And your best track worker this week?
Well, the Magic Millions horses have got to get out on the grass here on Tuesday, and I love the way all the 2-year-olds worked. They were outstanding. Zarastro was up and about too. And we forgot about him as an each-way chance in the race. He's going absolutely brilliant. So. I think all the Magic Millions horses, I couldn't have been happier with how they worked out on that course proper. It was a really good morning, and we're thankful to the club for giving us a nice grass like that after all the rain we've had. And it made our preparation into Friday night absolutely super.
Okay. Now it is time for Cav's Corner, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. As we cross to him, here's a little clip from yesterday's Sky coverage at Ipswich with Bernadette Cooper interviewing him after the win of the 2-year-old filly Impervious.
She's got a real sprinting physique, doesn't she?
Yeah, similar to myself, eh?
I was thinking I could see the similarities, sort of chunky around the midsection,
That's it, yeah.
strong bottom.
That's it again. Welcome to Cavs Corner for this week. Before I give my selections, I made a little comment post-race on the 2-year-old race at Ipswich yesterday about size of my chest, bum, etc. You only got to look at me. I'm a picture of fitness. Anyway, we'll go on to our tips for this week. We'll go to the Gold Coast tomorrow night. That's Friday night. Natuno a place, Hidden Wealth a place. Good punting, guys.
Interesting little conversation that, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know it's a wild day. Maybe the heat. I mean, we've been pretty hot yesterday at Ipswich. Maybe it got to his head when you're starting to talk about his physique compared to a racehorse. I know she's a little chunky thing. I get that, but I mean, geez whiz.
Geez, they do call her the fat sausage, so I'm not thinking that's a great rap for anyone.
Oh, it's not a good rap. I mean, when we're talking about Cav's physique on race day, it's, you know, all I know is, geez, he would have lost some fluid yesterday at Ipswich. He'd have been running a banker. It's so sweaty.
Anyway, back to his multi. He's gone Hidden Wealth a place into Natuno a place.
Yeah, look, both fantastic chances. Natuno, I mentioned this last week in the show, he's just got to step away and be in his best behaviour early. But for me in his preparation, I see it with him each time, he's got that bit of a sense of timing about him. He starts to get into his rhythm, he gets a really happy horse around the stables, and that's exactly what he is now. So whatever Natuno's result is, this will be his best run this prep.
Okay, well, good luck for a busy weekend, Tony, and hopefully another successful Magic Millions.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think it's going to be a really good spectacle. I think Magic Millions and the Gold Coast have done a great job with what's been a really difficult or challenging Magic Millions Carnival.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get back down there Friday night, and I think so far with the adversity they've had, they've handled it absolutely perfectly.
Brilliant, yeah. Best of luck to everyone over the weekend.